Hi, this is Cool Media, and we're diving back into the treasure chest. This is Adam. Well, since I'm all done with Outlaw Golf 2, I decided that the month of August is going to go towards a couple episodes of Treasure Chest. Because, as I mentioned before, I got plenty of rare stuff in my collection, plenty of stuff that's going for well beyond its normal asking price right now. And today's rare find is Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. This is a GameCube exclusive that's basically a remake of the original Metal Gear Solid, which was a PS1 classic and number 27 on my favorite games list. While it is extremely easy to get your hands on the basic version of Metal Gear Solid, particularly if you can still get a download off of PS3, getting a copy of Twin Snakes is much more difficult. Currently on eBay, finding copies runs around $100. I was lucky enough to find mine at a used game store for far less than that. But once again, that was being lucky. Well, with the original being one of my favorite games of all time, let's see how this remake turned out. I know that it's basically the original Metal Gear Solid with the visuals and the mechanics of Metal Gear Solid 2. Let's see how those two styles tango. And once again, I'm doing this just to prove that yes, this is a legit copy. I am not emulating it. It is an actual copy of the game that I have plugged into an actual GameCube. Now let's actually get started. For those who don't know, Silicon Knights was the developer of Eternal Darkness. And they sank their own company because they wanted to put all their money into a pet project called Too Human. Dark Lord Jado did a great review of that game.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces being led by members of Foxhound. They are demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You will have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the President of ArmsTech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound, your former unit, and one that I was the commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mantis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake.
Yeah, the cinematics got completely overhauled.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As always, this is a one-man sneaking mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP.
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Plenty of recognizable voice actors here. I mostly know Rob Paulson as Yakko from Animaniacs. And Jennifer Hale as, I think she was Female Shepherd.
Stay alert. He'll be through here. I know it. I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
Apparently they re-recorded all the dialogue.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface, but make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the pause button and then the A button. When we need to contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the pause button and then the A button to receive the call. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm sure controls would be a little finicky considering the fact that there are fewer buttons on the GameCube controller than on the PS1 controller. Anything else to grab down here? Yes. Okay. Okay.
Who's there?
Now, can I drown the corpse? Oh. Hey!
Who's that? Who is that?
Enemy sighted. Requesting backup unit.
Okay. That did not start off well. Apparently the tricks that I got used to in the original don't really fly here because of the new mechanics. I remember distinctly I was able to get right up on there and the guy at the corner could not see me. And of course I don't have a weapon. Metal Gear Solid 2 at the very least got you started with a tranquilizer pistol. Okay, surely he can't see me from here. Oh, get up! Can I please?
It's him. Everyone stay on guard.
Now, in the basic game, in the original game, I was able to basically sneak around and snap all their necks before the elevator came back down, and it made getting through a lot easier. But the controls are very different. What can I not actually strangle him? Well, as it turns out, there is a way to strangle. I just need to check up on the manual. I will say I'm not a fan of the new score. The music in the original version was better, much more atmospheric.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
That took a long time. I guess you're feeling a little rusty.
Don't worry. It's been a while, but it's all coming back to me.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy. I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
A Hind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed. There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Wow, he must be crazy to fly Hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you two yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so... cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious. Well, I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
What's this? I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake? But I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd be so frank.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
It does, doesn't it? Well, let's get to know each other better. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system. The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision.
Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you.
He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake. We're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice.
I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to save your current status. My frequency is 140.96. It's a dedicated frequency for saving data. Don't forget it.
Remember, except for your binoculars, you need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember. First I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor. By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In my stomach. Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
If you want to get in, there's the front door. It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
Yeah, I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in.
What about the air duct near the door?
One sentry on the left, and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
There should also be a duct on the second floor.
I can't see it from here.
I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
Okay, at this point, it's very clear that only a few of the original voice actors came back. Looks like Naomi and Mei Ling have new ones, and they probably aren't the only ones. Also, it seems like the script got adjusted more than a little bit. Okay. Oh, come on. Let me grab him. Oh, great. He ducked my attempt to strangle. All right. Now, can I drop this asshole off the cliff? When I played Metal Gear Solid 2, I made a habit of dropping as many of the people off the boat as possible. Yes, I can. At least that guard's gone. Now, are those chaff grenades out on the helipad? They were much easier to get in the original game because of the way the searchlights were set up. Okay, according to the manual, I can do the strangle, but it seems like it's much touchier than before.
A surveillance camera.
Gotcha! Go ahead and dump the corpse. Looks like my only hope is to dash up, grab the stuff on the pad, and get out. Alright. Good. Now, even though I can reach the vent that's on the first floor, it's much easier if I reach the vent on the second. Yeah, I knew there was a guard on the second floor. Okay, it looks like it's a bit touch and go as to whether or not the enemy will spot you. I know, Colonel.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a boot camp instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you. So call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80.
Now, I don't normally deal with Nastasia, but I'm curious about whether or not they got a new voice actress for her, too.
Snake, when you enter a narrow space, you'll automatically go into intrusion view. Press up on the control stick to go forward, and down to shuffle backwards. You can also press right or left to turn. Advance while hiding yourself. Pay attention to the enemy's actions, and make sure you're not discovered.
You can also fire your weapon when you're in intrusion view. Don't forget that.
Just because you're in intrusion view, it doesn't mean that all is safe. If you're spotted, the enemy will of course attack. Be careful not to let the enemy see you crawl
No
into
shit.
your hiding spot. Even in intrusion view, the enemy could look into your hiding place. In that case, you have to move to get out of their line of sight. You can't be careless, even in intrusion view. That clear? Snake, first you've got to find the DARPA chief. Look for clues. Snake, first you've got to find the DARPA chief. Look for clues.
What, did they cut out Nastasia or something? Of course, one of the big things is bringing in from Metal Gear Solid 2 the fact that you could do things in first person. Other than just look.
I moved the DARPA chief to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
Oh, they just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement ventilation shaft.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying. Also, keep your eye on that woman in the cell. Don't get careless now.
Woman in the cell?
Did something happen?
There's an intruder.
Really?
He's already done 3 people.
He's killed 3 people?
Yeah, and they say he's using stealth, too.
Stealth? There's an intruder besides me?
Anyway, I want you to increase the security detail on the chief.
Now, considering how many times I've beaten the original Metal Gear Solid, I'm very tempted to go into spoilers, but I know not everyone has, so... Yeah, that whole thing with the intruder will come up later. Okay. In the original version, it was very advantageous to reach the upper vent because you could get the thermal goggles much earlier than originally planned in the game, and it makes the game a lot easier. I wonder if that's the case here. Shit.
Send backup. I have
I forgot that the pistol was out. I was meaning to go down the ladder. Yeah, that's one kind of sticking point, the fact that all the controls got remapped to accommodate the GameCube controller. That's another addition from Metal Gear Solid 2. Calling in for reinforcements and things like that.
Use the elevator to change floors. There should be a cargo elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try
Yeah, it's right below my feet, Colonel. Yes, there is the opening for the thermal scope. Or at least I hope it's the thermal scope in there. Hopefully they didn't decide to shift things around. Yes. Good. And apparently they added in the pornos from Metal Gear Solid 2. And you already saw that they added in the lockers that you could hide in. I don't know about adding all this Metal Gear Solid 2 stuff to the original game. Alright.
Who's there?
Damn it.
What is that? Enemy. Enemy sighted. Requesting backup.
Jeez.
Over there?
Get up. Get up. Get up. Stop looking at me.
Is there somebody there? Who is that? Enemy intruder sighted.
I'm dead. They definitely made it way too easy for the enemy to spot you. No! What the hell? Funny enough, I never used the stun grenades in the original version.
I'm under attack. Stay alert.
You're not under attack now. There's nobody here. Go on about your business. Now let's see if I could actually make it to the elevator. Seriously, I could clear the original version of Metal Gear Solid in my sleep. But with all these extra wrinkles added into this one, it definitely makes it a lot harder. Even when you're playing on the lower difficulty settings. Okay, hit the button. That was close.
Look at the radar! It's picking up the DARPA chief! He's the green dot! Hurry and rescue him!
That's one thing that is annoying.
A woman. Not him.
Who's that?
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You're here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent in here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for the keeping of dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
That's the official story. Got it? We were conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon. A truly historical weapon.
What?
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Metal Gear. It can't be.
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects. How did you know that?
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
I had heard that the Metal Gear project was scrapped.
On the contrary, it's grown into a huge joint project between ArmsTech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data, and then proceed to mass production. If it hadn't been for the revolution.
Revolution?
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex?
Metal Gear Rex, the code name for the new Metal Gear prototype. They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping nuclear weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety measures. Some kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL. Yes, of course. There is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes. Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker, the president of ArmsTech?
That's right. Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But... they found out my password.
You talked?
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis?
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
This is bad.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes. They'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
The card keys.
Card keys?
They were designed by Arms Tech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that...
Yes, you can stop the launch.
That card key.
So where are the card keys?
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
I heard the guards say they moved him into an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Any other clues?
Yes. They cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as a transmission medium. As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So, does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
Huh? What's that? Hey, what happened?
Okay, they made this moment pretty overblown.
Huh. Dead. Naomi, the chief, what happened?
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack? No!
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
Absolutely not, Snake. You've got to understand. This counter-terrorist op is security level red. You'll need the highest security clearance to learn the real story.
You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file?
I told you. The Secretary of Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there and find President Baker.
Don't move! So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking. Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful. I'm no rookie.
Liar. Your eyes wander. There's no confidence in them. The eyes of a rookie. You've never shot a person, have you?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie!
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door. You got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of
Looks
here.
like we'll be a little delayed. What are you doing? Don't think! Shoot!
Oh shit. Out of ammo. Get up.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie!
I'm telling you, shoot!
I'm out of ammo. You have to do all the shooting. Well, Meryl wasn't completely useless.
Thanks for the help.
Wait!
Do the ass shot.
Who are you? You fool! You've killed him! I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound's psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So, that was Mantis.
Oh, good. I don't actually have to have the card in my hand in order to activate it. Alright, this is as good a place as any to stop. Well, the Twin Snakes is definitely different. It does still have the same story, but they altered the dialogue quite a bit. They made the cinematics much more overblown. Hell, that one thing with Meryl was... It was actually done better in the original because of the fact that it wasn't so overblown. In fact, really that's probably my biggest complaint here, aside from the fact that, well, adding in the Metal Gear Solid 2 elements, it did increase the difficulty, but it also felt like it threw the balance off. Or maybe I'm just jaded because I played the original to death. It is an interesting look at a familiar classic. If you're really into Metal Gear, then it may be worth checking out if you still have your GameCube hooked up. Now, I'm not completely done with Metal Gear because at some point I definitely intend to do one of my flashbacks going back to the original Metal Gear, which I also have. In fact, I actually have all the Metal Gear games. Except for Metal Gear Acid 2. That one is way too expensive at this point. Well, that was my look at Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. Like what I'm doing here? Give a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Go ahead and share this video if there's anyone else that you think would be interested. Have any questions, comments, suggestions for other things that I might tackle on Treasure Chest, Flashback, or any suggestions for another massive marathon? Or hell, even something for Halloween? You can drop them in the comments below or send them my Twitter right there. Next time, I got another treasure chest coming up, and I'm going to need a little assistance for this one. Take care and game on.